Have you ever held a butterfly? I mean, really held one, right between your fingers. You know that if you press even a fraction too hard, the wings turn to dust. 8-year-old Guilherme is like that butterfly. He was born with a condition called epidermolysis bullosa. It's a sterile medical name for a living nightmare. His skin is as fragile as wet tissue paper. A stumble, a scratch, or even a loving squeeze can cause his flesh to blister and tear. His life is a minefield of sharp edges. But the real darkness didn't come from a fall or a scrape. It came from the air. It started with a cough, a simple domestic sound you hear in grocery stores and classrooms every day. But for Guilherme, that cough was a bell tolling. It spiraled into severe pneumonia, filling his lungs with fluid, drowning him from the inside out. The doctors had no choice. They slid a plastic tube down his throat, hooked him to a machine that hissed and sighed like a mechanical beast, and put him under. He went to sleep, and he didn't wake up. For 16 days, the world moved on, but time stopped in that hospital room. His mother, Tyann, sat in the plastic chair by the bed. You know the chair, the vinyl that sticks to your skin, the smell of antiseptic and stale coffee. She watched the rise and fall of his chest, terrified that the machine would stop. She held his hand, careful, always so careful not to hurt the skin she loved more than her own life. She prayed to a God she hoped was listening in the sterile hum of the ICU. She bargained. She wept. She stayed awake until her body simply quit. On the 16th day, the exhaustion won. She went home, just for a few hours, just to close her eyes in a bed that didn't smell like sickness. And that is when the room changed. The moment she was gone, the boy made of glass opened his eyes. He didn't look at the doctors. He didn't look at the machines. He looked at the empty chair. He had just returned from a 2-week journey through the dark, a place where no one could follow him, and his first act of consciousness was a question. He didn't ask for water. He didn't ask if he was alive. He asked for her. His father, standing by the bed, grabbed the phone. The call to Tyann wasn't a conversation, it was a siren. Come back, now. She didn't run, she flew. Imagine the hallway, the fluorescent lights blurring past, the squeak of her shoes on the linoleum, the heart hammering against her ribs like a trapped bird. She burst into the room. Now remember the rule. Remember the butterfly. You must be gentle. You must be careful. But when Guilherme saw her, physics didn't matter. Pain didn't matter. The video that captured this moment shows something that shouldn't be possible. The boy, weak from atrophy, fragile as ash, lifts his arms. He cries out, a sound that tears through the audio like a jagged knife. They collide. It isn't a hug, it is a desperate fusion. She buries her face in his neck, sobbing, and he clutches her with a strength that defies 16 days of coma. It defies his skin. It defies the medical charts. It was a miracle, they said. A viral moment of joy. But look closer at the footage. Look at his eyes right before he grabs her. He didn't just wake up because the medicine wore off. He woke up because he knew she had left, and he had to drag himself back from the dead to make sure she wasn't gone for good. Light the lantern. Join the journey. Subscribe.